this is why I can't multitask. This is like not gonna fit. They'll get a big kick out of it. Yeah, it looks like the baby wrapped it. Do you think that worked with my children? It did not. Merry Christmas, everybody. I can't believe Christmas is less than a week away, but I feel like I say that every single year. It comes so quickly. So I've got a couple things I want to wrap as we have our chat. I have everything ordered. Everything is not here yet. I'm still waiting on just a couple more things that should be here within the next couple days, but I have nothing wrapped. So if you are in the same position as I am, you're not alone. There's a lot of us out there. Not everybody does their Christmas shopping like in the summertime. So some of us, you know, we're still working in December. Anyway, so a couple things I want to wrap here. I'm going to share real quick. Whoa. This Mandy collection for my oldest daughter. Cul-de-sac kids. This is 6 books in one. The Mandy collection is, I think, 5 books in one. And then Grandma's Attic Treasury. This is for, each girl is going to get, it's for a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And then I have a almost 6-month-old. Her theme, in her nursery theme is Winnie the Pooh. So I got her Lift the Flap. It's the old school Winnie the Pooh, the classic Pooh. And then I got them, these are just a couple things I'm going to try to get done today. We'll see how much I get done. Bluey Keepy Uppy, this is all for them, for the 3 girls to share, my older 3. One girl, Lexi, is getting Twister. My oldest, Larissa, is getting these, they're controllers for a Nintendo Switch. I don't know, this is my husband. He said she needed them, so we got them. And then my 7-year-old Lola loves art, so she has this little art thing. And then our tradition, and as I'm filming this, I realized I don't have one for the baby. Anyway, my tradition growing up as a child, we always, on Christmas Eve, opened, we got to open one present on Christmas Eve, and it was always pajamas, and we knew it, but it was still exciting and fun to look forward to. So I've carried that on with my kids as well. So Lola, my 7-year-old, she's obsessed with Baby Yoda. She does not need any more pajamas. She has so many. So we got her, it's this little like hoodie thing. Kind of like it's a mix between like a hoodie, a blanket, and a robe. These are just from Costco. So was that. These are pajamas and a robe for my older 2. And then I should get something for the baby. I need to add that to my list. Okay. So let's get wrapping and chatting. So speaking of traditions, we had a couple growing up, but I've tried to add more in my family. So some of our favorite traditions include the pajamas, like I just said. And then we always have, throughout the year, we have family movie nights. And so starting like after Thanksgiving, every family movie night, we have like certain movies that we watch. And then we've just kind of add more as the years go by. And it's nothing crazy. No, we're not driving ourselves crazy over it, but like baking cookies with my mother-in-law. She loves to bake, so that they've been looking forward to that. They write letters to Santa, which they actually mailed the other day. There's an address to the North Pole. They put them in the mailbox, put the flag up, and then when we came back later, they were gone. So the mailman took them. I was like, oh, I wanted to keep them. I wanted to steal them out and take them. But anyway, the mailman took them. We have started looking at lights. Like we go throughout the neighborhood and drive around with hot cocoa and Christmas cookies and look at the lights. And I'm sure there's a couple others. But anyway, so as far as Christmas morning goes, I'm doing this awkwardly. It's like on this side, but I figured there's no, like, I'm not going to sit on the floor and like film myself. So on Christmas morning, we always, and this is we were never like, okay, let's get up at 7 o'clock and open presents. We weren't allowed to do that. We had to have breakfast first. And I think my dad read the story of Christmas, the biblical story of Christmas. And then we could open presents. And even then it wasn't a free for all. So we do the same. I've started making a Christmas brunch every year. And so everyone comes over here since we have the kids, and it's my parent. Oh gosh. See, this is why I can't multitask. This is like not gonna fit. We're the only local family who have kids. It's just my parents and my mother-in-law, and then my sister comes to visit, but she doesn't have kids yet. So everyone comes here in the morning. Like I said, I do a Christmas brunch, and then after that, I'm not interested in cooking a big Christmas dinner or messing up my kitchen. So we're trying to keep things simple as far as dinner goes on Christmas. So what are some of your favorite Christmas traditions? I like to hear kind of like what people do and just see, like, you know, how different families, like what they prioritize and how they make memories. So as I finish this first gift, I have my little labels, and what I'm gonna do this year, I saw this and I thought this was a cute idea. It was the mom like wrapped, she goes, this is what I'm getting for my family for Christmas. And then in the next scene, she wraps up her baby. I mean, not like totally wrap, just kind of wrap around here and like put a bow on the baby, and it's like, here you go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a bow on Mia. She's my almost 6-month-old, and I'm gonna say, this is what I got you all for Christmas. And then all the stuff that me and my husband, that are from me and my husband, and that are for my 3 older girls, I'm gonna write that it's from the baby, and they will think that that is so hilarious. Like, they love her. They are so obsessed with her. They'll get the biggest kick that all their gifts are from Mia, who's 5 months old. Okay, so another question for you. When do you like to wrap presents and put them under the tree? I usually like to wrap everything all at once and lay it out so I know exactly what I have. I can see it all laid out before me when everything's all together, and then wrap that way. And it just helps me visualize everything. The girls really love, they're like, Mom, do you have any Christmas presents? And I was like, yes, I do. And they're like, can you please wrap them and put them under the tree? And I said, you know, I'm like, no, let's just wait. And they're like, no, that's part of the fun of Christmas. And the reason I want to wait is because they go through and they like try to guess what all their presents are, and they're always right, and they always figure it out. One year I didn't even label them. I did the whole, what's it called? I did the whole, like, you don't get your name, you just get a piece of wrapping paper, and like, you know, one girl would have all this type of wrapping paper, one would have this type, blah, blah, blah. And then on Christmas morning, they get a piece of their wrapping paper, so they know whose is whose, so they can't figure it out. Do you think that worked with my children? No, it did not. They figured that out. Less than one day, they had everybody's wrapping paper figured out, as well as what was inside of the presents. So I was like, I'm not doing that again, you guys. So this year they promised me they would not try that. I'm not gonna do the wrapping paper thing, but they said they would not try to figure it out. They just liked seeing them, and that's part of Christmas. So I'm like, you know what? Christmas isn't really about me. It's about them. And if that's what they like, then, oh well, it's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, this year, that's what I'm going to do for them. And I think it'll be cute and fun. And they'll get a big kick out of it, thinking that it all comes from the baby. They know it's not, but it'll just be fun. So we actually started our Christmas break a little early this year. I was going to go all the way up until the 22nd, but we have just needed it. We've just been going through a lot is going on, and it just was like, you know what, we're gonna take our break early. We're going to enjoy a little bit of downtime before Christmas, and then the week of Christmas as well. When you're homeschool planning, that's why I just kind of try to give loose dates of like when I want to start and finish and things like that, just because you never know like when you need to take a break and when it calls for it. You know, you can have set things planned, but sometimes those spontaneous, like, okay, we need a break. There's times you push through and you're like, okay, we can finish it out. And then there's times where it's just like, no, it's all better if we just are smart and just pause and rest and regroup a little bit. Oh my goodness, I'm such a terrible wrapper. Oh my goodness. They're gonna be like, yeah, it looks like the baby wrapped it. I am the worst wrapper. That and fitted sheets. I cannot fold a fitted sheet to save my life. I have had my mother-in-law show me. I've had my mom show me. I cannot do it. So kind of on that note, I wanted to address, I just recently did a video, and it was a day in the life, and it was like a kind of a real life look at what, you know, a real, more authentic, raw, unedited, but still obviously it's edited version of what a day in the life looks like. And I've got a lot of positive feedback on that. And so I just wanted to address a couple things just based on comments and things like that. So when it comes to YouTube and, you know, sharing that type of things, it is a really tricky and fine line. You have people who are on this end of the spectrum who say no child ever should ever be put on the internet under any circumstance. And if you do, you are a terrible parent. You don't even deserve to be a parent. Like, there's people who truly think that. And then there's people on the other side of things, like the, you know, like the family vloggers, and who will like show a thumbnail close up of their like little child, like with tubes in their nose and stuff like that at the ER, hooked up to IVs, and it's like a real close up and they're crying, and it's like in big red letters, you know, scary trip to the ER. And then they like show all the details, personal, private, intimate details of their children for clicks. And that really is what it is for, to be honest. Like, that's what it is. And I think that people who just seem to show, oh, this is just the good, what I think is, it's not that people are trying to say, okay, I just want my life to come across perfect. Some people might. Like I said, I think it's a very fine line, because you want to be authentic and real, and not just make everything seem cookie cutter and, you know, and perfect, and like the days are perfect. But on the other hand, you know, you don't want to feel like I'm overexposing and sharing too much personal things about my kids. And so I was really actually nervous even about posting that video, because I was, you know, I wanted it to resonate, but I tried to do it in a way that like shared a true day without like, you know, zooming in on my children's faces as they're like, you know, having total meltdown. Any video that you see, whether it's a homeschool mom or anybody else, where they're kind of sharing their family, but they don't show that aspect, I don't think they're trying to seem like they're perfect, or that they're trying to like mislead people. I think that that's just in the back of their mind, honestly. And I did the same thing. I've shared many day in the lives where we've had fallouts throughout the day, but I didn't capture that on film or share that or anything like that. So I've done the same exact thing. So just keep that in your mind. We all have the same issues. We're all just parents. We truly are just, you know, trying to raise our children, and we all have things that we have to go through. I have yet to meet a family, you know, who they're like, no, my children never fight. No. Oh yeah, no, my children never, they've never talked back to me. No. My kids have never interrupted me. Can't relate to that. No, I can never recall a time where they did not obey me the first time. That's just, you're not gonna find that. So for what it's worth, I hope that makes sense and can shed a little bit of light on this end of things, because we are, you know, when people are strangers on the internet, you're like, how is this gonna come across? How is this gonna receive? And you don't wanna just come across like this, you know, it's tricky. It's a tricky fine line. And hopefully people weren't offended. I'm sure somebody was, but you just can't please everybody. Gotta run. We have appointments today. Goodness, we have, what was I thinking 6 months ago when at the dentist, they were like, do you want to schedule your 3 children's checkups for the week of Christmas? And I'm like, okay. What was I thinking? So we have 3 dentist appointments tomorrow, plus another appointment tomorrow in the morning. Plus we have an appointment today. I had an appointment last week and one the week before. The one today had been rescheduled multiple times, and this was the earliest it could be. We could fit it back in, but goodness, don't ever schedule any appointments the week of Christmas. It's just, it doesn't make sense. I don't know why I did that. January, when nothing's going on, that's when you need to schedule. So note to self, and just learn from my ridiculousness. And on a note of a couple things. So first, if there's any videos, I'm kind of content planning for the new year. My goal is 1 video a week, which I feel like is attainable. I used to do 2, but I'm just trying to get it consistent to 1. And so if you have any recommendations or anything that you would like to see, I know I've been saying I will do a Bob Jones, a BJU video soon, and I will. It's on my list for January. And I'm sorry, I keep saying I do it, but I really, December's a rough time to put out curriculum videos because nobody's really gonna watch that. So January, it's coming. And then if there's anything else, let me know, please, because I'm open to any and all requests. I don't know if I'll be able to do them all, but I'd love to just see kind of like what you're interested in. Just wishing you a Merry Christmas. And sometimes this is a great time of year for people, and then for others, which does not get talked about, it's a really, really hard, awful time of year. And so I wish you peace and comfort and grace to get through if that's something that you relate to, that you will find joy in the season, and that this year will be a little bit of a lighter load for you. And just thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel this year. Truly, it means so much to me. Like, it really does. It's such, I really, to be honest, there's times where I'm like, I want to give up, not give up, but it's just, you get burned out sometimes. And I'm like, why am I even doing YouTube anymore? But then I get comments from you, like messages on Instagram and comments on videos. And it's just like how this was really helpful. And those comments mean so much. And they truly help me to keep going and give me reason for doing this, because it just shows like this is a blessing. My whole goal in this, in my YouTube, is just to encourage other moms. Mostly homeschool moms, because that's what I am. I'm a but you don't have to necessarily homeschool, just to be an encouragement. And, you know, I'm not here. There might be things that I know how to do and I share, but there's a lot of other things that I'm like, hey, what is your advice on this? And just to kind of be together and let you know, hey, you're not alone. There's a lot of people who are in the same exact boat as you. And that's truly where my heart comes. And that is what I try to portray in my videos. And so I just appreciate your support. Like, it really, it's a huge blessing. It really is. Anyway, I am gonna get going. I hope you have a great Christmas, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.